Interview them, tape them, run them down, whatever it takes.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. And speaking of great guests, Darren Woodson is about to sit down with us here on 104.5 The Zone. We're happy to have Darren as a part of the show today here on Radio Row, where we're broadcasting live. Darren, what's up, boss?
Oh man, I'm just a little sleep number stuff today. So I've been going pretty hard this morning.
Now, you well rested because of sleep number? Is it adequately prepared you for Radio Row? I
tell you what, if I would have had a sleep number bed and understood what recovery really meant when I was playing, I'd have been a different person. Because we thought it was, the wrong thing to do was sleep. You always wanted to go and grind and make sure you're out there, you're working out every day, all day. And recovery was never a part of the training. And now with just data points and understanding, how much recovery means to these guys now. And you can ask all these young players that are playing now. We just did an interview with Justin Jefferson. He says, look, I know all the data points. How much sleep I have, what do I need to do the next day, how much workout I can do because of the sleep I've had. It's just amazing that sleep number and the NFL and how much data they have right now to help these guys get into better shape and feel better.
It's mind-blowing to me what you just said, that recovery was never something that factored into the equation when you played.
No, we were get there at 5 o'clock, be the first one in, be the last one out, work out every single day.
Yeah.
Like every day, heavy bench press, heavy squat, heavy leg press. It was just over and over, the monotony of it. It's just, the game has changed. Things have changed. Technology has changed, and people are up to speed on how you should train and how you take care of the human body.
Darren Woodson is our guest here on 104.5 The Zone, live from Super Bowl 56, Los Angeles, Radio Row. So you talk about the way that recovery and training has changed, the way that the game has changed, and I don't think there's two teams more emblematic of that than the Rams and the Bengals in this game.
You got to give me a second, though.
No.
I got to say hello to my favorite quarterback, best quarterback of all time.
Okay.
Real quick. Hey, ball.
We got all kinds of sightings out here at Radio Row.
It's crazy. I call it, he's Troy Aikman. I call him 8 Ball, so it's a little weird.
No,
like, dude, don't call me 8 Ball here.
Hey, if we were in Miami, it might be different. We're in LA, maybe a little less judgmental looks. Yeah, Troy Aikman making the rounds.
So go ahead.
No, you're all good. But Troy, I think, is a great example of that. The way that you guys as Cowboys teams played and the evolution of the sport now, where you're talking empty sets on not a majority of the passing plays, but the Rams and the Bengals, they mirror each other a lot as offenses. What do you like about this matchup? What are you most excited to see?
Well, look, I think the most exciting part of this of both these teams are the wide receiver positions and what you have with, of course, Jamar Chase and Simmons on the other side. I forget the name on the other side.
You got T. Higgins. You got Tyler
Higgins,
Boyd. It's
you
stacked.
Got Higgins,
There's a bunch of them.
You got Higgins, Jamar Chase, Boyd with Cincinnati Bengals, and then the other side, the dynamic that they have with the Los Angeles Rams and how they attack you, especially specifically when they do play action passes. So I like the matchups offensively. Here's the difference maker for me. And I know Aaron Donald gets a lot of attention.
Yes.
But when you have a pass rush that can get to the quarterback, the weakness of the Cincinnati Bengals has been their offensive line. And we've seen Joe Burrow get sacked time and time again, 8 sacks, 9 sacks in games or whatnot. It's just been rough to see all that. Good seeing you, Bill. But it's hard to see him get sacked that many times if you can't protect him. This is one game.
Yes.
I mean, these teams have had a week to prepare, no game, week off, and then now here they go into that game. A pass rush can be devastating, and I think we saw that when Seattle Seahawks played against Peyton Manning in that high-flying offense. They got to him. I think we saw that even when the Carolina Panthers played the Denver Broncos. We saw Vaughn and DeMarcus Ware.
Vaughn won Peyton a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Get to the quarterback. When your pass rush gets there, and we always talk about the guys on the outside and, how, big-time names here and there. Man, the trenches are where it's at, man.
Yeah.
In this one game, I played in 3 of them. If you win that trench battle and you put pressure on that quarterback, you're normally going to win that football game.
You know, I'm glad Darren Woodson, our guest here on 104.5 The Zone, on behalf of Sleep Number, which we'll talk about here in just a second. You know, the addition that the Rams have with Eric Weddle and how much he factors into the run game has been shocking to me, the way that that's played out from the safety position, especially a guy at that age, to basically, I mean, I know he's been doing things to stay in shape, and he hasn't officially retired, obviously, because he's in a Super Bowl. The impact of role players like that, it's been fascinating to see how they've been able to deploy a player like that and take advantage of the matchups that then creates.
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing is, you know, of course, you got your superstars, and Jalen Ramsey's in that secondary, and Von Miller.
It's L.A. We get caught up in superstars.
You get the superstars, but, you know, what's been – you brought up Eric Weddle. Eric Weddle was on the couch. Like,
That's what
I
I'm saying.
understand he was playing basketball, but he's been on the couch. Like, to get off the couch and then walk onto a football field – man, that is amazing.
We saw 91 players do it for the Titans locally this season. I've seen it happen a couple of times, but Weddle, man, to be in this game is impressive.
To be in this game and play to the level he's played, he's played awesome, man. I mean, look, I'm not expecting him to be an every down player and make, you know, all these big hits or whatnot. But Eric Weddle, what he's been able to do, who he's been his entire career, is he's been the quarterback of a defense. He's always made the checks. He's always been make sure guys in a position. He knows exactly how you're going to attack them. I think he's been a great attributor to what they're doing in that secondary. But this defense it's a bend but not break defense. The secondary is, you know, they catch the ball in front of you and you go make the tackle in front of you. But they found ways to confuse defense or offenses throughout this playoff run.
It's a local Nashville radio show, so I'd be remiss to not ask you one Titans question about the safety position and Kevin Byard, now a two-time All-Pro. What have you made of Kevin's progression as a third-round pick and how he's performed in the league?
Look, I've always measured safeties by the ability to do multiple things, not just sit in the middle of the field and read the quarterback and go get an interception. Not a guy who's close to the line of scrimmage, but you can't put him in positions to cover a wide receiver or cover a tight end or cover a back. Look, one thing about Byard is this. He can do it all, man. He can do it all. You can line him up, play man-to-man. And you're not afraid of it. You can put him in zone coverages. You can put him in the middle. But you can do it a little bit with him, do a lot with him as far as being versatile. I think the guy's been – we talked about him being a third-rounder. Look, he's just a player, man.
Yeah.
He's a playmaker, and the league is recognizing his talents. And I've always talked about measuring safeties for who they are, whether you be a Hall of Famer or a guy that's currently playing. If you could play in each and every era, if you're a guy that can walk in who's playing in today's game, you could have played in the 90s or you could have played in the 80s or you could have played in the 2000s. If you're that guy that could transition, you're a freaking player, dude. You're a flat-out player. Now, there's a lot of guys that I would honestly say at all levels, either Hall of Famers or playing today or played when I play, they can't make that transition. Byard is a guy that can make that transition.
That's speaking truth to power. Darren Woodson, on behalf of Sleep Number, tell us what we need to know about the rest recovery. Man, I mean, we kind of did it off the top.
We already did it off the top, man. Hey, listen, this is the reason why I'm here, man. We do a podcast. Our podcast is called the One Shot Podcast. Sleep Number is our partner, and it's all about recovery, man. And I'm telling you, I'm happy to be a part of that partnership, but I'm also happy to be, sending that message to get these young kids to understand that it's okay to get your rest. Make sure you get your data points. Make sure you know how to train the right way, but recovery is where it's at today.
The One Shot Podcast with Darren Woodson. Check it out. Subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcast. Darren, it's been a pleasure, buddy.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for hanging out here with us on 104.5 The Zone.